It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hey, welcome back to the program. It's the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. Lori Lynn Barker's in the studio. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday, yes.
What's it called?
Happy Friday. What's what called? Purse chocolate?
No, what you were just saying. What you were just saying.
No. It's the name of a band.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it is. So we'll leave it at that.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that. You can go figure it out yourself.
Yes, it's the name of a band. So, Purse chocolate to the rescue. I'm back there ready to. I ate my lunch, my nice little healthy lunch. I'm going, I need chocolate. I'm like, oh, Purse chocolate, yay! So I grabbed my Purse chocolate.
I guess, in a way, does this make me a metrosexual? I guess in a certain way. What's she doing? Well, she doesn't like the lighting in the room, apparently. Does it make me a metrosexual that I actually have to-me bag chocolate?
Oh, there you go. But yours is icky sugar-free, right?
It's sugar-free, yes.
It's icky sugar-free.
It's not icky, it's sugar-free.
It's icky sugar-free.
Okay, so this week, this happened to me twice this week.
Okay.
And now I'm perplexed by it, and I actually feel guilty about it.
Right.
I have dinner or I have lunch with what would you call, you know who I'm talking about. I don't know. He won't care if I say his name on the air, but it's Jeremy.
Right.
So is Jeremy my peer? Because he's not my boss. He's not my supervisor.
Co-worker?
He's a co-worker.
Right.
Yeah, he's a co-worker.
He takes care of you, though.
He takes care of me, though. So he wanted to have lunch. So he and I go have lunch. He and I go have lunch. That's a horrible phrase. He and I have lunch.
Where'd you go?
It's like we went and did this. We had lunch.
Where'd you
go? We went to the little Irish thing over here on...
Duffy's?
No, is it Duffy?
No,
Darcy,
I know.
Darcy's.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to Darcy's. And this was at his request. Well, kind of a mutual request because he's in a new position.
Mm-hmm.
So he wanted to get some input and advice. So we have lunch, and the check comes, and he grabs the little check holder.
Okay.
And I reach for my, I keep my credit cards here, and I open and... You
made the obligatory reach for your wallet.
I did, and I actually pulled the credit card out, and then I said this, because he was already, he's got his credit card, he's doing everything, and so it's like he's taking care of the bill. And I said, I assume you're going to expense this, or that the company's paying for it.
Right.
And he goes, something to the effect, well, I certainly hope so, because I've been having a lot of these lunches lately, and, blah, blah, blah. 2 days later, our finance guy sends out this email, you got the email, about the new tax law and expenses and blah, 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 and employees buying employee lunches should only happen like once a month or something. And, of course, you and I don't get reimbursed for any of this kind of stuff.
No,
anyway.
we don't.
So it's
and I didn't get the email, but hey, thanks for letting me know.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, there's some new email about it. So then afterwards, I got to thinking, okay, so he's making the rounds, taking on-air people to lunch to get their input about stuff. It's his lunch. He requested it, but I'm concerned that the company won't reimburse him for the lunch. Now fast forward to Tuesday night. Monday night, I had dinner with my lawyer. My lawyer was in town from Oklahoma City. So Andy and I go to the chop house, and the check comes, and he grabs it.
Okay.
Now, Andy's in town was in town to do oral arguments at the 10th Circuit. This is what he does. And he does exactly the same thing Jeremy did. He grabbed the holder.
And what did you think?
And
besides, ooh, free dinner.
No, I'm thinking, he's going to, because we've done this before.
You split it?
No, he usually charges it off to the client because he's here on client business.
Oh, okay.
And so he charges it to the client, or the firm reimburses him, and it goes on the expense list because he's, they're paying for his lunches and everything else. Well, we had a pretty expensive meal.
Especially at the chop house.
Yeah, so we, not a lot, but I did have a glass of wine. He had a Diet Coke, and I had the larger steak. He had the smaller steak. And I said to him, so is the client paying for it? Now, I've actually pulled my card out. Is the client, I think it said, is the client paying for it? No, I'm assuming the client's paying. And he goes, no, I'm just going to bill it to the firm. I'm just going to expense it to the firm, and blah, blah, blah.
Right. He probably gets a per diem or something.
Yeah, and I said, well, you sure you don't want me to pay for, like my share or half of it or something? No, it's fine. But then I leave, and I think that's what I would have said too, regardless whether it was true or not.
Okay.
What do you do in that situation? Do you insist, or do you just like, okay, you've made the effort?
You've made the effort and
enough?
just drop it. Because don't you believe that sometimes it's not demeaning, but you kind of hurt their feelings if you say, oh, no, I insist that I pay. It's like, no, I can pay it. Thank you. I offered. And
yeah, but I'm like, like I said, well, at least let me pay for my half, pay for my dinner. Because I did have the more, if we split the bill, he would be subsidizing my meal because I had the largest steak and I had the glass of wine. He had
the
Diet
large
Coke,
glass
so-
of wine? The bottle?
No, I just had a regular glass.
Oh, okay.
Just regular. I had an $8 glass of Pinot Noir.
Now, here is how I look at it.
All right.
Who invited who?
Well, we invited each other. He said, I'm coming into town. And I always invite him to stay with us, but he likes to stay downtown because he has to be at the Court of Appeals. So he likes to stay downtown. And I said, well, then why don't I just come down for lunch or dinner on Monday or Tuesday, whatever works out. Just, you tell me what works
Oh,
see,
see, you should have paid.
You.
You should have paid because you made the invitation. I believe whoever makes the invitation should pay for dinner.
Well, no, I have to go back and look at the text messages because I think
But then again, Michael, I'm a girl. I don't pay for a lot of meals.
Well, see, and you joked as I said I wanted to ask you about this. You joked and said, "Yeah, but I'm a woman. I never pay." Well,
I do pay, but in a group of women, when a group of women go out, who's going to pay is always established before you eat.
am coming to Denver Sunday afternoon, have an oral argument on Wednesday, then, and he's going to be listening to this too.
Okay.
Because in fact, I have a text message right now. I need help now. I'm on the plane listening to your podcast. And he listens to me religiously. So, am coming to Denver Sunday afternoon, have an oral argument on Wednesday, then return to Oklahoma City that afternoon. You got time to get together? Of course. Well, let's do so. My response, what's the plan? Dinner one night? Sure, whatever you're up for. Probably shouldn't be Tuesday evening because I got blah, blah. So it was kind of a mutual agreement.
Right.
I should have paid for my dinner.
Or pay for it all.
You think so?
Yeah, because you kind of are the one who set it up to go.
But he's the one that asked.
But you're the one who said, let's do dinner. He said, let's get together. You said, let's do dinner.
Well, but him saying, let's get together means lunch or dinner.
Or golf.
No.
Or go see a movie. Go get a cup of coffee.
No. Andy does not golf.
Uh-huh.
Andy rarely goes to movies. Andy's source of news is the Michael Brown Show.
Thank goodness, not Facebook.
Andy will live longer than all of us because he doesn't watch or listen to the news.
Oh.
He's there's only one other person, in my opinion, that has the political encyclopedic knowledge that he does, and it's another friend of mine who actually lives in D.C., John Gizzi. So John Gizzi and Andy Lester are kind of in the same category, in my opinion. And we've known each other. We've practiced law together. We've known each other. We've been friends forever and ever and ever. I mean, like.
I still think you should have paid.
No, now I feel bad.
You should feel bad.
All right, so I'll go to.
Next time he comes to town,
No,
tackle the wait.
No, I'm
server.
going to go to. I'm just going to go to Oklahoma City and take him to dinner.
Just fly out there.
No. But you didn't ask about Jeremy. What about Jeremy?
Jeremy should have paid because he requested the meeting.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, but I'm worried he's not going to get reimbursed by the company.
Oh, well, I still think he should have paid.
Yeah, but I feel it would be like if.
But right now, that's part of his job is taking the host out and getting to know them and taking certain people out so he can get the lay of the land and figure out what's going on.
I agree, except that I know this company, and there's a 50-50 chance he will not get reimbursed for that lunch.
Well, if you
And
feel that bad, just here, I got a 20. Let's go down and
I don't think I have a 20 right now.
We give it to Jeremy. Go
Okay,
here.
if the three of
Michael's
us went out to lunch, we just split it 3 ways, right?
Right, unless you offered.
I'm not going to offer. To
Yes,
buy
you are, because we're
dinner.
girls. And
No, I'm not going to offer.
Guys have to pay.
I'm not going to offer to buy the two of you lunch.
Well, then I'm not going out to lunch with you.
Well, we go to the Sonic, so that I want you to eat in my car. This is one of those songs I just like to play.
You like Billy Idol?
I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, I love Billy Idol.
I don't love Billy Idol, but I like the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those songs that possesses your car as you're
Yes.
driving. It's like, oh, it's down a little. Next thing you
Yes.
know, your windows are
Right.
shaking. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the Let's Eat program of the Michael Brown Show. So we have some special guest, a special guest.
A special
this
guest from
evening.
one of my favorite places in the whole wide world.
Very
and I
patch-
am not making that
And
up.
Angie, who do we have? Do we have Tim on the line, or do we?
It's Tim.
We have
Yes,
Tim. Hey,
I'm
Tim.
here.
How are you, sir?
Hey, Tim.
Well, staying cooling off now. We've been outside all morning planting raspberries,
Ooh, I love
Ooh,
raspberries.
oh, and they have golden raspberries there.
Oh, I love.
and that's what they are, golden raspberries.
They're awesome. Awesome.
So how long? What's the?
Tell people who he's from.
Oh yeah, I
where
guess we
he's
should.
from.
Yeah, we should talk
Would
about
you
this
like
first.
me to do it?
So Tim, tell us about Berry Patch Farms.
Well, I'll do a short version. The farm is a certified organic with the USDA. We always have been certified organic since its inception. We started back down in Commerce City about 1992, and then bought the farm up here in Brighton, where we currently are, 20 years ago. And in fact, we're celebrating our 20 years of farming in the Brighton area this whole year of 2018. We have all kinds of vegetables as well as fruits, some of which are pick your own, others of which we sell in our farm market. We have what is called a CSA. It's a community-supported agricultural program where individuals purchase a share in the farm for usually about 20 weeks, and every week they get produce of some sorts, and that helps support the farmer. So that's kind of like it in a nutshell. Is that good enough?
That's a great start. I mean, first, congratulations
Okay.
on 20 years. I mean, any small business that can survive for 20 years deserves a hearty ho congratulations.
And it's kind of located by like E470 and Highway 85, like right across from Johnson's Auto
Right?
Plaza.
Yeah.
And it's an
Right,
amazing
exactly.
place. Amazing place.
So the when did you start doing the pick your own? Was that the original mission?
No, actually, I started farming in the Commerce City area, growing strawberries. And as my work staff, I had we used to call the individuals developmentally disabled. I'm sure that's not politically correct now, but nevertheless. And that just wasn't working well. And so that was a very kind of low point. And my fiancée, Claudia, at the time, went back to Omaha to visit her nephews over one particular weekend. And when she came back, she said, I know what we got to do. She says, I went to a pick-your-own farm in Omaha with strawberries, and that's what you got to do. And lo and behold, that's what we did.
And you don't have to go and pick all of your produce. It's just the berries you pick, like the raspberries and the strawberries.
Yeah, we have strawberries and the raspberries. We have the tart cherries. Then the vegetable side you can pick would be the basil, pickling cucumbers, as well as flowers. Those are all the items that you can pick yourself, as well as plums. I forgot them. And then the rest of the vegetables or other produce is in our farm store, our market that we've grown and picked for you, for the customer.
And is that at the location? Is that at the farm?
Yeah, yes. It's in the barn, barn that's circular about 1920.
Wow. So this is a silly question, but
There are no silly questions, just silly answers.
so pick Tim, on pick your own. So if I go out, am I limited? Because if I see strawberries, I'll just pick until I die.
Oh, and sit out there in an August afternoon, and you're picking strawberries, one for the box, and you look
Well,
around
I
and see
know
if Tim and
exa-
Claudia are
that's
there,
exa-
one for
and
your mouth.
That's exactly where I was going, Tim. So I'm popping one in my mouth, and then I'm putting one in the.
No,
They weigh you before and after.
well, no, we've upped the ante with technology. We have drones now flying different payments on. Okay.
So I have a little butterfly, small drone in front of me that I think's just a beautiful little butterfly, but it's actually you
Well,
spying
yeah,
on
if we
me.
put some if we see you putting some in your pocket, then we'll have the drone dive bomb you.
So what is the draw about pick? Look,
Just the strawberries. You're not going out and picking your own zucchini or your melons, or you're just doing the strawberries and the basil
well,
and the raspberries.
and stuff.
You can do cucumbers if you'd
Mike,
like.
hang on. Would you just hang on a minute?
Okay, fine. I'll eat my chocolate.
This is the problem I have, Tim. I can't get a word in edgewise. So,
Oh, Tim knows me.
so he knows I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah.
I'm just being quiet. I'm listening.
So, what is, and I grew up in farm country, so I know what it's like. So I'm very happy now living in the city to be able to go to, say, your store. Would you just back off and leave
I
me
didn't
alone for
say
a
a
minute?
thing. My mouth
To
is
be able
full.
to either be able to go to your farm store, or to be able to go to a farmer's market or whatever and buy it already picked.
Well,
What's the draw about picking it yourself?
No. You don't have to pick your
No, I
your
know.
your zucchini and your spinach
I
and
know.
your potatoes
Listen,
and all that.
I know that. My question is, Lori Lynn, what is the draw that causes people to want to go pick their own? Let's be
sure.
specific.
Well, many
Strawberries,
families,
raspberries.
they want to do a family outing. They want to have a farm experience and share with their children what a farm is like. Perhaps the parents, did a pick your own, were taken as when they were children by their parents to a pick your own place, particularly back east. So they want to relive the experience and share the experience with their children.
Which I think is great, because I think, as Lori Lynn would, I think, attest to, one of the big theories that I have that I talk about on the Let's Eat segment all the time is that we've lost connection with where our food comes from. We don't understand that. I mean, I shouldn't say we, I do, but Lori Lynn and I do, and you do, but I think a lot of people don't get it that, hamburger doesn't just come pre-wrapped in cellophane and a styrofoam plate of some sort.
Exactly. Also, there's seasonality too. When we were growing up, everybody waited for sweet corn. Well, now, of course, you can get sweet corn in January in the supermarket. So waiting for seasonality is a good thing, and it just helps, I think, the public understand that you just can't always have everything at a finger's snap.
One of the things that Berry Patch is known for is that they do very unusual produce with their melons and their lettuce and stuff. Like one of my favorite lettuces that you guys have, and I'll call, is spotted trout. Good
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, hang
Spotted
on.
trout.
Tim,
We'll let
can you-
Tim explain.
Tim, can you hang on for another segment? Because I want to come back and I want to find out about spotted
Oh, yeah.
trout
I'm hanging.
lettuce. Okay. All right. We'll be right back.
He gets up before the dawn, packs a lunch and a thermos full of coffee. It's another day in the dusty haze, those burning rays are wearing down his body. If diesel's worth the price of gold, it's the cheapest grain he's ever sold, but he's still holding on. He just takes the tractor another round and pulls the plow across the ground and sends up another.
All right. So
prayer.
welcome back to the Let's Eat segment. We're talking to Berry Patch Farms. We're talking to
Tim.
Tim Ferrell.
Yes.
Tell us about what's the,
Spotted trout. Spotted trout
Oh.
lettuce.
Oh, it's so sweet. Think of a spotted trout. I mean, it has pink and browns and has speckles. Well, that's what this lettuce has. It has speckles in it. And Claudia selects varieties for their taste, for their value, for their sustainability here in the Colorado weather. Got to be very careful because we live in a unique climate here in Colorado. And So spotted trout lettuce was one of the varieties. I'm not sure if she's growing that this year. I can't
denied. I can't
I'm
go.
not sure. I'm not sure. She's in the greenhouse now, seeding, and so.
So now we know. Now we know who does the work at the farm.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're sitting somewhere in a nice cooled area, talking on the phone, sitting on your rear end, talking on the radio, and I got this figured out.
Well, there's some really good things happening at Berry Patch Farms. It's not just the strawberries, or you go and you
can't get my mind off the strawberries and raspberries. So.
I know, but imagine an August morning. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 breakfasts this year. At least they're tentatively scheduled. One in July and one in August. And the farm to table breakfasts, the first topic is Colorado weather and agriculture. And then the second breakfast topic will be drones and agriculture. So those are kind of unique activities. And then we have normal field trips, school field trips. The kids from the public schools as well as private schools come out about mid-August and pick berries. And then in October they do their pumpkin bash. And so it's kind of a nice blend of people that we have out here. It's an international community, really. You can picnic out here.
You can have birthday parties.
Yeah.
So tell us quickly about the. We were joking about the drones earlier, but drones have really become an integral part of agriculture everywhere, haven't they?
The larger farms, that's most certainly true. Large farms, thinking of several thousand acres plus, need to have a better monitoring system for, let's say, water or for fertilizer. Ranches can use them to locate cattle. So, the ideas and the uses are just increasing all the time.
So, how much do you use drones at Berry Patch?
Oh, we don't use drones at all.
Oh, at all? Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that you actually were using drones in some fashion.
No, this breakfast is to help acquaint the public, to educate the public to the fact that drones are not just a fun toy that you do in your backyard, that there's very serious business behind drones. And one application is agriculture.
If people are interested in finding out more about your farm, Tim, where can they go? And there's other things that happen there too, but where can they go to get information?
berrypatchfarms.com.
And you and Claudia do a weekly update of what's coming in, what's ripe, what people can pick.
Yes, Claudia puts together a wonderful e-newsletter every Friday morning. We send it out, and it gives the updates of what's possible, what's available, as well as some special recipes she's come across that she'd like to share.
Let me ask you about the community supported. That's right, community supported agriculture, CSA. And maybe it fluctuates, but can you give me a general kind of price range, ballpark figure of what a share would cost? Does it depend on what I want, or is a share and it costs the same regardless?
Okay. Well, I can break it down. I try to break it down here. A full share usually is about 20 weeks, and it may run about $700, $600 to $700. Now, that's just vegetables only. Then if you wanted produce, you could add produce on. If you wanted eggs, you could add eggs on, fruit and so forth. Our full share is $800, but that includes eggs, fruits, and vegetables. So it's all wrapped into one. But that's the ballpark, $500 to $800 for a full share for 20 to 22 weeks, usually 20 weeks.
And the other thing they have at Berry Patch is during melon season, they have some very unusual melons. They have an Israeli melon that you kind of read about on the internet, but they actually have them there. And it's kind of like a honeydew muskmelon. Am I describing that right?
It's a wonderful melon. It's one of the first melons of the season. You don't see them in the stores that often because they don't ship very well. And so the public misses out that opportunity, to grab one of these Israeli perfume melons. Outstanding melon.
The other melon you have that I just go nuts over is the French orange melon.
Oh yes, it tastes like that. What is it? French ice cream or French orange sherbet? That cream.
Yeah, it's real
popsicle?
creamy, and you put ice cream. You actually cut it in
that
half, and you
cream,
can put
orange
ice cream in it.
Popsicle. It tastes something like that. It's so
It's
fantastic.
very, very good. And you also have your own beehives.
Yes, the Brighton Bee Club has hives here on our farm, and we buy the honey, and so that honey is really from the bees pollinating all around our farm. They go up to about 2 miles distance, so they'll go find some clover also in an adjoining farm, an alfalfa field or what have you. So it's all local produce and products, and we're just so delighted and happy to share with the public.
And you have other items at your farm. Like I know that you carry some like lavender. You do local lavender, and you have yarn there. I know you have yarn. What are some other things that you carry?
Oh my gosh. The lavender, yes, one of our used to be our customer. She's an employee, or she and her husband, and they have a lavender farm that they've begun 2 years ago. They're selling their lavender in our barn. The yarn is alpaca yarn. Let me see as I look around.
You got your baskets, and then you've got some jams.
We have all kinds of jams, and strawberry jam, raspberry jam, and they're from Ela Produce, Ela Farms in Hotchkiss on the western slope. They supply us with their fantastic peaches as well as apples every year.
Tim,
So,
I appreciate
yeah.
you coming on. It's berrypatchfarms.com, berrypatchfarms.com. Tim, thanks a lot.
okay, well, sorry for rambling on.
Oh, no, it was perfect. It was
Thank
just
you,
right.
Tim.
Thank you, sir. Hey, happy Friday, and welcome back to the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. Lori Lynn Barker is apparently going to Westminster to attend the but wait a minute. You'd have to already be gone, wouldn't you?
I thought it was Saturday morning at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
our
you'd,
time.
you'd have to be out of here by now.
It doesn't take that long to get to London.
For 3 a.m. in the morning? It's
Oh,
now 6.
oh. Whatever happened to the Concorde? Didn't
Oh.
that used to just take you like an hour to get from...
I think it was 3 hours, 3.5 hours. or
Right.
something.
And why did they discontinue it? Nobody ever said.
It was too expensive to operate.
Oh, okay. Well, we want
And
to
I
talk
think
about...
there's one still in the Air and Space Museum out at Dulles Airport.
Oh,
I
okay.
think there's a couple of them somewhere still in museums.
Oh, okay. I was
I
just curious.
never got to fly it. Always wanted to, but never did.
Well-
Because every seat was a first class seat,
Right.
and it was like $3, $4, I don't know, like $5,000 just one
Oh,
way.
okay. I did not know that. Now I
Yes.
do. And if I was going to go to the royal wedding, and I would have to take that now in
See,
order
you
to get
strike
there.
me as the type that would go to the royal wedding.
I don't think I would.
Good.
I think too much pomp and circumstance over much ado about nothing. You notice how they haven't even mentioned Sarah?
Who's
Sarah Ferguson? She
who?
got married to Prince Edward after
Okay.
Charles married Diana.
Okay.
She was the redhead.
Fergie?
Yeah, Fergie. Yeah.
Fergie. Okay, what about Fergie?
They haven't mentioned her. She's just like, oh, and Prince Charles will be there with Camilla and blah,
Well,
blah,
wait a
blah.
minute.
And then they never say anything
But
about...
aren't they divorced?
Yeah,
So
but she
Fergie's-
still has a daughter that is participating.
Oh, she does.
B,
Oh,
little B,
Little
Princess
B,
B.
little
Her
B.
name is Beatrice. Yeah.
So are you having a
now, are you
royal-
scared I'm doing this off the top of my head? I don't even have Google open. I just have.
It is actually frightening.
It is
that
frightening.
you even knew that it was 3:00 in the morning.
Right.
I will be sound asleep at 3, unless the dogs got me up. I will be sound asleep at 3 o'clock. in the
Dogs
morning.
are going to get
No,
you.
and in fact, I
Dad!
know I'll be sound asleep at 3 o'clock in this morning because it's Saturday morning, and I'll be popping a couple of Ambien just to make sure. I
Nice,
sleep
and those
all the way
purple
through the day.
butterflies are real. No, that's Lunesta, isn't it? So, if you were going to get up to do the royal wedding, what kind of food would you eat? What kind of royal food? Because all their
I
food
go to the
sounds dirty,
I would go
doesn't
to
it?
the VI or the IHOP. and I
And
would-
order some bangers and mash.
No, I don't think that either one of those places has bangers and mash.
They have weird things for breakfast over there.
Does the delectable egg or the egg and does it have banger? I don't
One of
know
those two.
That I don't know of any of the chains that have bangers and mash.
Somebody has to have them. An Irish pub should.
But you know what I really like about British breakfast?
What? The beans?
The beans.
Oh. What is it? Bubble and squeak?
Bubble and squeak. You got a little sausage link.
Uh-huh.
You got some scrambled eggs. You put pepper on everything.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of take a
You scoop it, you
fork.
put it all together.
Yes, you put it all
And
together.
there's a certain way you eat. You don't when you eat, the tines don't go up on your fork. They kind of go down, and you stab.
You stab.
And you stack your food
Yes.
to get the perfect bite.
Yes.
See, I know this kind of
You
stuff.
do.
But I don't stack
Have
my
you
food.
been to the UK?
I have not.
But yet you know about all this.
I do,
How do you know about all this?
because I'm smart.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, I mean you're smart, but not
I actually even know how to make, was it Yorkshire pudding? I know how to make that.
just because you're Irish or something.
No,
What?
just because one day I was watching Doctor Who, and I turned to my husband and I said, we need a themed dinner. Let's make a traditional English dinner. So I researched it.
So you had
learned how-
bangers and mash.
No, I had Yorkshire pudding
Yeah.
and beef. And I can't remember what the other thing was, but it was a very, very, or I think it's beans, right?
Yeah.
Like they
Did
like
you
green
did
beans.
you have the beef?
peas? We had peas.
Did you have like the beef Wellington or something or what?
No, not beef Wellington.
Okay.
But the Yorkshire, the little
Yeah.
cup of dough,
You know,
basically.
I really have a craving. I've had this urge now for I don't know. It's been probably 2-3 years since I've been in London.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a real urge to go back. I love London. Great Indian food.
Fashion.
Fashion,
Well, that's
you know,
where curry
because-
came from. A lot of
Where
people
what?
don't realize that. From Britain.
What?
Curry.
Curry originated in Britain?
Yes, because they brought it. They went there and they went, oh, we really like this, and they took it to Britain, and that's where all
But
the
it
curry
didn't
shops.
originate in
Well, the concept of curry,
Okay.
not the
I've gotta go-
powder,
I've
the
gotta go
actual
Google
curry.
this. Yeah,
You
I
should
gotta- I'll
Google
have to
it.
go Google this.
And you're not going to believe me, but that's okay.
No, I believe every word you tell me.
We wish William and what's her name, Megan?
See?
Or Harry. Is it Harry that's getting
Harry
married?
and
I don't
Meghan or
know.
somebody. Sing it,
There's
Kate.
no food.